Digital Romance TV.
Hi, welcome to Digital Romance TV. My name is Anabel Newton, Happy Couples strategist and creator of the Happy Couples Blueprint. And today, in this very short video, I'm going to give you one sex communication tip that could completely transform your extracurricular activities. And it involves extraterrestrial communication. I'm kidding. Well, sort of. Let me explain. No two people on this planet are the same. Not all men come from Mars, not all women come from Venus, and in fact we all have our own individual unique planets. And the reason is culture. Every little family has its culture. You might come from the same ethno-cultural background as your partner, or the same economic background, same social background, maybe you went to the same schools. Doesn't matter. Every single family has its own dynamic, which means we all have our own little way of interpreting information based on our family dynamics. And then you add to that personality. I mean, no two siblings see the world the same, even if they have the same parents and the same background. And then you add to that love language, and then you add to that the world. So we're always taking in new information. Point is, we're all unique little planets in and of ourselves. So what does this mean when we're talking or communicating about just regular things to people? We tend to communicate in language that we would understand, and for the most part we get by with that. But when it comes to something that can be loaded, like talking about sex, for some people that is like, it requires a real level of vulnerability and trust and being able to be completely open. And for other people, it's an easy thing to talk about. They've got no baggage. They're quite happy to say, this is what I need and I'm not getting enough of it and let's do something about it. Or asking the question, what are your needs? But that doesn't mean that the other person or your partner is able to respond to that, depending on what their background is. So what is the solution? Well, first, let me explain how this tends to pan out. So it tends to manifest in one of three ways. One, you skirt around the issue. So you tend to be like, oh, so what are you doing tonight? Got anything going on, or even in the morning? I mean, just wondering what your timetable's like. And again, you're expecting, or your partner is expecting, there is an expectation of some mind reading that is not happening. Two, you joke about the issue. So you're sort of like, oh, so it's kind of been a while. What do you reckon about? Just kidding. Because you're expecting your partner to pick up the non-verbal communication that's happening, and you're hoping that you'll spark a conversation. Or third, sometimes we wait until there's a level of frustration that requires or means that you have like an explosion of frustration of like, so we're totally not having enough. And anyway, point is, feelings get hurt. So what is the solution? The solution is to try articulating your needs as though you're speaking to a being from another planet. Assume they know nothing about human feelings, desires, anatomy, and assume that they do not have any emotional baggage or insecurities about sexual performance. In other words, use really basic, rational, clear, uncomplicated and unloaded language. Speak as though you're talking about the weather. So it's a really hot day, outside's really, really sunny, I'm sweating lots. I think I'm going to change my shirt so that I get more circulation and ventilation in my area and I feel more comfortable. I'm not accusing anybody of turning the heat up so that it's so unbearable that I can't live, and I'm not a failure for changing my shirt. Really talk about things and assume that they're not going to be offended. So part of this is getting clear in your own mind that it's perfectly okay to articulate your needs and desires and to have them. So I want you to do one thing today. If you're feeling super brave, you can do this in the comments below. If not, do it in a piece of paper somewhere and explain a need you have, or that you've been really scared of sharing with your partner, or even if it's feedback that you wanted to give your partner, that something's going really, really well and you just haven't been able to say it. I want you to try and articulate that as though you're speaking to an alien. So use really basic language, explain the context. I have a body and that body is female and I respond in these ways, and when you do X it feels really great, and when you do Y sometimes it doesn't work. Don't do it like you're accusing anyone, and don't assume the person reading it or the person on the other end is going to take any offense, because again, they're a being from another planet, so they don't have baggage and they don't have assumptions about what any of your things need, and they also can't read your mind, so you need to be clear. So that is my tip today. Try and articulate your deepest desire, or the thing that you've had the most difficult thing talking about, in alien basic language. So thank you for watching. Again, my name is Anabel Newton, creator of the Happy Couples Blueprint, and you are watching Digital Romance TV.
If you've got a cell phone in your pocket or purse right now, then you've got everything you need to create incredible romance and passion with the man or woman in your life at the push of a button. Go to digitalromance.tv/TRB to see Michael Fiore make an entire audience of women in the Rachel Ray Show swoon and learn how to use tiny little text messages to have the relationship of your dreams.